Bitch, I'm back. It's giving she's back. Yeah. We party and we pray. On Spirited Sundays, I said we party and we pray. On Spirited Sundays, I said we party and we pray. Okay. On Spirited Sundays, I said we party and we pray. On Spirited, it's up. Hey. OMG. Girl, I'm motherfucking here. It's 2026 and I am back in the building, okay? The bottom of my building's basement, to be exact. A dirty New York basement. Let me not put too much on her because I did clean it. She knows that energy is everything. Y'all, oh my God. Okay. Let's get into it. It has been too long for me to come back, and today's topic is doing what I said I would. Okay, I've got a long list of what I said I'd do, and baby, being back online talking face to camera without making it some kind of big production or super ordeal, like that was what was holding me back. Okay, I had to break my own rules. I used to be like, Spirit Sunday's gotta be live. You gotta have 3 cameras. You gotta have 4 lights. It's gotta be a full production, girl. We are on my iPhone right now in the building, the basement of my building. And I said, hey baby, put that beat on, sit them tits up, put that drip on, and let's go talk to the people because I literally miss my little special, hold on, what they doing now? I miss my special corner of the internet. I miss speaking to people, talking about life and growth and challenges because I've still been growing. Life has still been lifing. And you know, once I took all the theatrics out of it, it did not need to be a performance. It does not need to be nothing but just me being real as a woman and coming to talk to my girls and my guys. And I am so happy that my friend called me today like, girl, you need to get back on it. And I was like, bitch, I was thinking about it. I had already wrote the episode, so screw it, let's do it, okay? So, hi, how is everybody? I hope you guys are good. You know, if I pop up out this shirt, can't help it, but the energy is so big, so just cover your eyes. And let's get into the topics of the day. Okay, y'all know I keep a notebook on me. Let me show you the outside of my notebook. I found this really dope company that I buy all my journals from called Graphique de France. And they sell just really cute notebooks. So this one says Power Woman, and that's what I am. All right. Yeah, my Uggs match the notebook. Oh, yeah, my earrings match the Uggs in the notebook. She's a cheetah girl today. Yeah. No, come on. You know you missed me. You know you missed this. Okay, let's get into it. It's not gonna be a whole bunch of fancy editing either. That was another thing holding me back. Comparison. Girl, see, I be talking off the cuff. Okay, things, I had to break my own rules because like I said, I had these standards around how Spirited Sunday was. I gotta shoot it on Sunday. Girl, I could shoot Spirited Sundays on Tuesday and release it on a Friday, and it's not gonna be a big deal. The name is the name. You know what I mean? But not being available every Sunday because of my job made me feel like I couldn't do it. Another thing was not being able to do it live or not having the camera set up and not having this, not having that. Instead of thinking about what I did have, which was the will and desire to come back and talk to the people. You know what I mean? So Spirited Sundays is where we get into faith, feelings, and fun shit. I felt limited last time to only speaking about spirituality, and I knew that I had so much more to offer. I want to talk about culture. I want to talk about things that are just mattering to me at this moment in time. And I want to do that unapologetically. So I know that there's going to be themes that are all throughout, but if I want to talk about some music, we're going to talk about some music. Okay? Now let's get into it. How is 2026 starting for you guys? Please don't be shy. Put it in the comments. Let me know how it's going. Ooh, I just thought about it. I need to get my microphone. I'm gonna get my microphone for the next time. You see how I'm not gonna stop this time, but the next time it's gonna be even more planned out. Today was all about get it done. Get it done. Use the camera. You don't got no memory card? Use your phone. You don't have the lights? Use the lights in the room. You know what I mean? It was just about getting it done. So I'm so happy to be here. Okay, so like I said, today's theme is doing what I said I would. If you guys have not heard of the Chinese kind of zodiac or Chinese animals that are attached to each year, last year, 2025, was the year of the wooden snake. And bitch, that snake was wood, okay? Like, it was a hard year. It was a year of shedding. It was a year where my grandmother was ill for half the year and then she passed at the end of the year. God rest in peace, my beautiful Olga Maureen Stevens. I'm dedicating this episode to you. I could cry thinking about her. So it was a very difficult year for me in that I lost one of my best friends, one of my confidants, one of the people who I could just call on and know that they would always answer for me and be there for me and who accepted me and loved me. So, I love you, Nana. It was also a year that I ended a long-term relationship. Boo! I know, guys. Put the bows and arrows down. Put the guns down. It's okay, because it was also a year that I had to get back to myself. And in the ending of that relationship, girl, I like to get crazy. I was wilding out, okay? I was in the club, drinking, smoking, hanging out, going to work, spending that cash. I was drinking, smoking, hanging out, going to work, and I was spending that cash. I feel like I kind of lost, like, my grieving was a little bit of losing a sense of myself. And I could watch myself. I was like, am I crashing out? Is this what a crash out looks like? And for me, it was a crash out, but then it was also a crash in, because a lot of the time in that relationship, I knew that I was ready to transition and move on. So I did a lot of the sad part in the relationship, so that when I finally broke it off, I was so proud of myself for having boundaries and stepping up and standing up for myself that, girl, I was like a animal let out of a cage, okay? Like, going out all the time, taking shots, drinking, pour, drink. I was really, doing my big one, getting back to being sexy. I feel like I had compromised a couple things to be more palatable to the person that I was dating. And mind you, I've been sexy my whole life, and I have embraced that about myself. That does not mean that I am not a good, trustworthy, loyal, fun, loving woman. It just means that I like to dress how I like to dress. And I'm part modest, part open, okay? So I say this to say that 2025 was the year of the wooden snake. Things that were not in alignment had to be shed, and it was a hard shedding. Okay, who else had a hard year out there? Put it in the comments, okay? Because I can't hear you. I can't see you. It's not live. But we're going to get into it anyways. So now we are in 2026, and the Chinese animal of the year is the horse. But not just any horse. This is the year of the fire horse. And if you think about a horse on fire, like, a horse is a fast animal. But if you put fire on something faster, mother gonna go, okay? It's the year for momentum. But it's a year for momentum for those who are willing to act and to take action. And I'm informing you guys of this because energetically, if you know what's going on energetically, you are able to take advantage of it. And I want me, and I want you to take advantage of the energy that we have going on this year. I took advantage of the wooden snake. I let go of what wasn't working for me and what wasn't in alignment. And I had to let go of some habits, some friends, some people, some ways of being. And this year I said, how do we want to reimagine ourselves? How do we want to reimagine our lives? And like, what are we gonna do about it? What action can we take? Because I'm tired of planning. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm ready to see it in action, and I want to be a woman of my word to myself. So the things that I have said that I want to see for myself, I want to break them down with you now. Doing what I said I would, but not being attached to the outcome. Number one, girl, I was missing God. And I think we all, I'm not gonna say we all, I felt that I had a solid spiritual relationship with God. But when I was watching people get baptized, I'm watching people talk about their journey, I'm like, and what about me, God? Hey, where you at for me? And God said, now baby, I ain't going nowhere. But if you're not feeling close to me, then do something that can make you feel a little bit close to me. So I was scared, I was nervous, but I decided to do the Daniel's fast for 21 days. If you're not familiar, the Daniel's fast is when you abstain from pleasurable foods. So I have no meat, no dairy, no processed food, no added sugars, and no white grains. I'm eating fruits, veggies, whole grains. 100% coconut water, 100% juices on occasion. And I was nervous to do this, but I said, if you are missing God, then we got to get some of that spiritual discipline back. And I told you at the end of 2025, I was wilding, girl. Drinking, smoking, cakes, cookies, ice cream, pasta, burgers, fries, wings, this, that. Okay, I was having whatever I wanted, but I was also grieving. And so I was giving myself that excuse. I'm sad, I'm going through stuff. I gotta just, you know what I'm saying? And I don't fault myself for doing that, but I also can recognize when it's like, okay, your face getting a little funny looking. Your habits starting to show up, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and reel you back in. And in the reeling in of myself is when I said, let's go ahead and do a fast. I used to fast with my family back in high school, and I just did it because the family was doing it. But this time I felt called to do it. And I've had so much clarity because I knew that fasting was going to create a way for me to be intentional about my food. It was going to create a way for me to have to plan, okay? When I tell you I got raw trail mix right now, go and look into it. Go and look at it. Let me let you in. Girl, that don't look fun, because it ain't fun. But what it does do is stop me from overindulging just because something is pleasurable. So I needed to let myself know who's boss. And my dad joined me in this fast, and I'm so grateful for that because he goes to church very often. And although my schedule doesn't always permit church, I realized you can still watch church on YouTube at any time. And so again, I'm getting rid of my excuses. I'm getting in my word, and I'm saying, God, I need you. And I want you to keep me. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes when we want to call on God and lean on God, and I won't say we, I'll speak for myself, it feels like you're going to be sacrificing all these fun things. I ain't had no alcohol. I'm sober. And I'm still just as fun as I was before I started the fast. I just feel better. I feel more clear. I feel beautiful. And when I was drinking the next day, I didn't feel so good about myself. When I was indulging in everything, I wasn't feeling so glowy. I'm like, I feel dull a little bit. I feel a little bit washed out. And so starting this year with the fast, I'm 14 days in today. Won't you will? Starting this year with the fast, it just brought a level of clarity where I am like, oh, I can do hard stuff that I didn't even think that I was able to do. Okay. I love that. So that was something. The next thing I want to get into, girl, because I've been wanting to do this forever, was become debt free. So I have been reading Dave Ramsey's book, Financial Peace. And I started a budget this year. Yes. The girl has been talking about making a budget and paying off her credit cards since probably like 2018, 2019. And I have taken zero action. All I have done is pay the minimums and run that bill up. And when I paid it down, I ran it back up again. And so I was nervous to start a budgeting journey because it means that I have to get real with myself about where my habits are keeping me stuck in a cycle. If I'm paying $3,000 in minimums every year, but my credit card balance is not going down because the interest keeps piling up, I'm just throwing away cash. And if that means I can't buy as many clothes or take as many trips, that's okay, because at this point, I'm tired of being stuck in a cycle and a slave to the credit card man. And Dave Ramsey said, if you are willing to live like no one else, in a few years, you can live like no one else can. And so getting on this journey means that I am having to deny myself of some things that I like. My nails. One of them is broke, and I wanted to go get my nails done today. I said, well, does it make sense to pay $120 or $130? I said, leave them broke. When you go to Atlanta, maybe see if we can get them done cheaper, or maybe you just have to go and get a removal and get a gel polish. Maybe she's not an acrylic girly this year. Maybe we're gonna take that extra nail money and put it where? Into the credit cards that we wanna pay off, because I have a goal of paying off 2 credit cards. Girl, responsibility girl. Responsibility girl, but I have been thinking about my future. Where am I gonna be? Am I gonna have money? Am I gonna have to work till I'm 90? Like, that is not a goal of mine. A goal of mine is to be financially free. And to be financially free, I have to first be financially fit. And that means in charge and telling my money where I want it to go. If you guys are interested in this, I'm gonna put the book up there. But if you guys wanna keep talking about it, I'm gonna keep talking about it, because I'm gonna tell you, I got credit card debt and I feel like I could pay that off within 2 years. But baby, when I tell you I ain't never paid a cent on my student loans, I said, God, if I start this journey, I'm going to trust you that my very incredibly high student loan bill will be covered in some kind of way. I don't need to know the how, I just need to commit to the journey. And so every week I've downloaded this app called Every Dollar by Ramsey. I paid $90 for the full year of it, and it's connected to my card, and I'm just paying off the credit cards. I'm budgeting my fun money, so it's not like I don't get to do nothing. I just have to be smarter about where my money goes so that I can pour more into my credit cards. I need to pay more than the minimums in order to have them paid off. So my big goal of the year is to pay off 2 credit cards this year. Y'all see I'm shaking them titties, just in case anybody want to pay a little bill for the girl. Gotta do a little something extra, something extra. Okay, let me stop. My daddy might be watching this. I'm sorry, Daddy. I love you. Girl, you too crazy, okay? Another journey, doing what I said I would. I have started the Artist Way book. And I know people be online talking junk about this book, but for me, specifically, I love that it asks me to take myself on artist dates, aka spend quality creative time with myself. I love that it asks me to journal 3 pages every morning upon waking up. I love that it is my 5th time not 5th, but it's probably my 3rd time trying to give this book a go. I've never made it past week 1. I'm currently on week 3. I've been on week 3 for the past 2 weeks. And I am not judging myself. Every time that I would start the journey and stop the journey, it was because I didn't get week 1 done in 7 days. And my therapist told me, so I'm a Black girl in therapy. My therapist said that I have some perfectionist tendencies sometimes, and where could that be holding me back? And that's called process perfectionism. If you do not do something exactly how it's laid out, you make yourself start over. And that is so me that this time I said, what if it takes a year to get through the book? Who cares? Who cares? You're gonna get through it. And so I would rather see you take 3 weeks on week 3 than to just put it down and not keep it going. So I've been getting in touch with my inner child and my inner creative and thinking about, like, who do I want to be in the world? How do I want to show up? And how can I just infuse a little bit more creativity in my daily life? And this is one of the ways, friend. Talking to you is one of the ways. So that's just another journey that I'm going on. I'm a woman of many journeys, and I think that life is going to happen regardless. So if you're not intentional about what direction you're going in with life, and you're not on a journey, it's just gonna be whatever, and you just gonna get whatever. So why not be like, you know what? I'm working on my creativity. I'm working on my financial health. I'm working on my physical health. Yeah, that's another journey. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you. There's so much gap in them jeans, gap in them jeans. There's so much gap in my Levi jeans. Last time that I came on here to do Spirited Sundays, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't like how I looked on the camera. I ain't like it. And so I did not get back on the camera. But then I realized I wasn't even committed to eating in the ways that was going to help shapeshift how I was looking on camera. So now I'm not doing what I love, and I'm not doing anything to get better about the things that I feel insecure about. So now I'm just stuck in a rut. And I said, you know what, sister? I need you to dial in and lock in and commit again. Apparently, we can be committed to as many journeys as we want to. It's called having a routine, having a schedule, and working everything in. We do have enough time to handle it all. You do have enough time to handle it all. It's about being responsible and managing your time. Note to self. Note to self, for real. So I not only am I back in the gym, but this fast has helped to reset that discipline again. Like I said, I'm eating whole foods, I'm eating healthy. And you know what? It wasn't even as hard as I thought it was gonna be. How many things have we held ourselves back from because we think that they're gonna be too hard or too difficult or not enough time? And then when you get into it, you realize like, yo, that was easier than I thought. I could have been done this. And so I don't want to guilt trip myself on the things that I could have been done. I just want to be proud of myself for taking the steps forward, for moving forward and having some action towards what I said I would do. You see that, how I tied it back to the theme? Yeah. So yeah, girl, that's what I've been up to. Let me see if there was another one from you. Oh, just being back online. I've been lazy. I pull the camera out, but then I don't edit. So those are the things that I'm focused on this year. Budget, faith, fasting, spiritual discipline, finances, in that gym, and showing up for my community who has still shown me love all this time, even though I have been inconsistent. But that's a part of living life. And so I'm so thankful and grateful, even if you clicked this video, if you got this far. I'm just so blessed and so happy to even have you. But remember what I said at the beginning, we are not attached to the outcome. So if nobody clicks and nobody hears these words, I'm still so proud. Let me tell myself, girl, I'm proud of you for showing up. I'm so proud of myself for being here and doing what I said I would. Because the outcome is not what matters. It's being consistent with the action that matters. She's a little bit of a speaker or something like that. She's a little bit of a speaker or whatever. Okay, boom. So that was faith and feelings. Now let's get into some fun shit, okay? I came up with the 3 F's for Spirited Sundays: faith, feelings, and fun shit. So let's get into some fun shit. Right now, I'm thinking of having some side quests this year. I feel like I can be a treasure chest of anything that I've ever wanted to do. So while I was gone, while you was missing me, I went to acting school for 2 years. And I was in 2 short films. One of my short films is coming out in a couple months. I'm so proud of myself for that journey as well. And this year, I want to go to DJ school. Music has always been a first love. I have music in my head. I make up songs all the time. And I said, girl, and what's stopping you? And I said, nothing but the money. If it ain't about the money. So I saved up the money last year and I said, let's add a new side quest. And I used to feel so all over the place and guilty, like, girl, you can't stick with nothing. You don't land on nothing. But even from a child, I played tennis, basketball, cheerleading, track. I went to science camp. I went to math camp. I went to pilot camp. I've realized that I've always just been so curious about everything in life, and there is no limit. So why am I over here judging myself for wanting to try so many things? If I want to be a lawyer, a chef, an actress, a DJ, a producer, a songwriter, a painter, a writer, a poet, there's nothing wrong with that. And so if there's anybody else like that, I would say just be intentional about what you're going to work on for that year. You know, so this year I said, let's be a DJ this year. Let's learn that skill. And everything that I do is all going to add into the fullness of who I am as a woman and as a human. Dang, I had something else I want to tell you, girl. I did leadership classes while I was gone. I wanted to be a better leader. I just got promoted at my job. Shout out to it. So there's so many things that I've wanted to do for myself, and I have not limited myself at doing them because I was already doing something else. I can change my mind at any time, and I can go down new paths, and I can let that all, the dots will connect in hindsight. But for me, it's about just collecting my infinity stones of things that I think would be cool to know or experience or to see in this lifetime of mine. And I'm not afraid to do that. So let that be encouragement to you. If you were just curious about something, like, go do it. I've done a jewelry making class. I've done lots of stuff, and it was fun. And some things I stick with, some things I don't. And there's nothing wrong with that, because who am I hurting? Nobody. I'm just moving around because this is a motion censored room. So if it go black, it just means I was sitting a little too still. So I'm trying to be big so it knows that I'm still down here. Okay, keep the lights on. Need the lights on. Oh girl, another thing of fun shit. Girl. So y'all know Threads. I got off of Twitter last year in May because I thought Twitter was just a little too didn't like those people on there. So girl, I got on Threads for internet, and I was like, okay, this is giving cousins. This is a lot of black people. We all communicating. We don't even like have to know each other to comment on each other's posts. Like, this is cute. So girl, why? The other day, I'm going to bed. I see an ad for Liquid Death. And I know Liquid Death is this like water, but I was like, ugh, why would you drink that? So I put a thread out saying, drinking a drink called Liquid Death is a choice. Girl, I didn't even know Liquid Death has some kind of army child. They was, you stupid. It's just water. It's not that deep. What's going on? Do you even use your brain? Girl, they was barking at me. And I was just looking at them like, is everyone okay? And I wanted to bring this story up because as somebody who wants to be online, who wants to be front facing, who wants to be on screen, in movies, on TV shows, I had to realize that I have to be willing to accept people loving me, but I also have to accept some of the nastiness that comes in the world and not let that taint or paint a picture about me to myself. And so back in the day when I was attacked online, it kind of bothered me a little bit, kind of scratched my butt. And I was like, ugh, that's mean. Everybody being mean to me, and I don't like that. But this time I just was looking and I was laughing, girl. I was calling people all kind of names. I said, thanks, Andrew. Oh my God, Tom, you're so smart. Sheila, where'd you get that idea from? Like, I was just being playful. And so I've been working on emotional regulation, and I've been seeing things that you only get what you are able to emotionally handle and can regulate. And to be attacked online showed me that, like, what are you guys even gonna do? You would never say these things to my face. These are your words, not mine. So it's you who have nasty thoughts. It's you who is projecting. And like, who cares? Who cares? Shout out to my dad who told me that I never have to explain myself, especially not to a group of people on the internet unless I want to. And so I didn't even explain myself under that post. They think they teaching me that as water, baby. I knew what it was before I ever tweeted it. I knew what it was, and I still believe in the spiritual principle and properties of putting things that are life in me. Everybody dies. Why are you scared of water? What kind of puss is scared of water? And I was just looking like, I hope you guys heal. That's all I got for you. Hope you heal. Yeah, so, that was kind of fun. I say, guys, my power. I could see something at 11:30 at night and still get a little attention. She still got it. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for affirming me again. Sorry, I got a little scared. There's been some explosions underground by my house, and this is a public place. My neighbors could come downstairs too, so just, making sure I'm safe. Okay, and the last part of fun shit, just some music that I've been getting into. I'm gonna just put y'all on a couple songs. So Doechii and SZA dropped a song called Girl Get Up. I'm really standing for that song. I've been in the bathroom fading, jumping up, fading, girl, get up. I'm gonna put that on there for you. Sexy Red has a song called If You Want It, 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 If You Want It. Boy, don't do that. I'll take you through that. That's another song that I'm really feeling. And then Wale's song, in my head, I already had you 1,000 times. Made me work harder than most. Say I don't mind. It's Wale and Leon Thomas. They did that. I actually have some more songs. Rico Nasty Pepper is kind of like a hard bitch emo kind of song. I'm really feeling that one as well. And I wanted to ask y'all, like, what albums are we listening to right now? I know 21 Savage dropped one. I ain't play it, but if I should play it, tell me. I did not listen to Wale yet, but I have heard good things about it. Are you guys excited about J. Cole's music coming out? I've really been feeling this artist named Odile. He is a DJ and an artist, so I think that's pretty cool. And then one more thing, my girl Megan has been just a branding queen, and I'm loving her pivot. Because, I loved my man, my baby, they give me down, loving me, driving me crazy. I really liked that song from Meg. And, she's been saying that sometimes the streams are not doing what they're supposed to do, but that has not stopped her from working with Dunkin' Donuts, Proteina, working with Popeyes, with her own location. And I just want us to all know that even when things are not working how they're supposed to, don't let that stop you from living in your purpose. Not how they're not working how they're supposed to, how we think they're supposed to be. Don't let that stop you from living in your purpose and trying new things and continuing to put effort and energy out there, because I do believe that at some point it will all come together if we continue to make intentional, concentrated effort, okay? I started my hair business back up last year. Selling my hair product. I felt like it was criminal to not still sell it. And the sales did not become what I wanted them to be. But I said, well, let's keep putting effort towards it. Because I did fall back a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm doing a lot. And I'm always doing a lot. But that's just how I am. I'm a lot of woman. A whole lot of women, and I have to just use my time and energy wisely, but I am not going to let lack of sales stop me from believing in something that I believe is for me. And I don't want you to let lack of attention, likes, fans or followers or community stop you from believing in what you believe you should be doing, because the right people will find you. And I want to just close off by saying that I am feeling flirty in my 30s. I'm reimagining the kind of life that I want, because when I was in that relationship, I did see a certain future. I did have these plans that involved someone else. And now that I am single, I'm having a fun, fashionable life with myself, I am reimagining what is best for me. What will feel good for me? What kind of partnership do I want? What kind of career do I want? What kind of home do I want to live in? And so today I cleaned my bathroom, and as I'm scrubbing, I said, I can't wait to be able to afford somebody to do the cooking, cleaning, and laundry, because I ain't one of the domesticated ones. You know what I mean? So I'm having fun and being playful and imagining who I am and how good it can get. I love you all. I thank you for your attention, your time, your energy. I wish blessings. Mwah. I'm sending you kisses. Mwah, mwah. Mwah. I wish peace on you. That is something that I restored last year, and I am only going to maintain and uphold and increase in my future. Is the peace in my life, the boundaries in my life, and having these strong and powerful friendships. I love you so much. Mwah. Wish you the best, and I can't wait to be back. We party and we pray on Spirit Sunday. Hey.